Let's talk about Metroid Prime 4. No, not the game, because at this point calling it a game feels generous. Let's talk about the idea of Metroid Prime 4. The promise, the void. Because Metroid Prime 4 isn't just a delayed video game, it's a case study in Nintendo's worst instinct colliding with one of its most loyal fan bases. So Nintendo announced Metroid Prime 4 in 2017. No footage, no gameplay, no developers on stage, just a logo. And somehow that was enough, because Nintendo knew exactly what it was doing. Drop a logo, trigger the fans' nostalgia, and yeah, move on. But here's the problem. The logo wasn't a promise of a finished product. It was a marketing placeholder. 2 years later, Nintendo admitted the project has been scrapped and restarted. Which sounds honest until you realize they announced it before they even knew what it was. When Nintendo restarted development in 2019, fans praised the transparency. People said, yeah, see that? Nintendo cares about the quality of the product. But let's be real for a second. Nintendo didn't get credit for making the right call. They got credit for making the wrong call first, quietly, confidently, and without any accountability. Most studios don't announce games that don't exist yet. Nintendo did, and then they just vanished. And here's when Metroid Prime 4 stops being an isolated issue and starts looking like a part of a broader Nintendo problem. Because while Nintendo asks fans to be endlessly patient, it's also getting increasingly comfortable charging for things that used to be just part of the experience. Take Nintendo's recent habit of locking background music and driving segment ambience behind paid content. Music in a Nintendo game, something that used to be inseparable from the experience, now treated like an optional upgrade. Whether it's additional soundtracks bundled into a paid passes, expanded music options gated behind DLC, or enhanced driving segments that suddenly cost extra, the message is still the same. This isn't about development costs. It's about testing how much of the atmosphere they can monetize, how much of it they can grasp and take away from the audience. Nintendo defenders will tell you this is just how Nintendo works. They don't rush games, they don't overpromise. They'll show it when it's ready. But silence isn't quality control. Silence is information control. For nearly a decade, Metroid fans have been told to wait. Wait through cancelled projects. Wait through under-marketed releases. Wait while Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon gets constant updates, spin-offs, and reinventions. Metroid Prime 4 didn't just disappear, it was deprioritized. This isn't really about Metroid Prime 4, it's about Nintendo's decision-making culture. Announce early to dominate conversation, say nothing to avoid scrutiny, rely on brand loyalty to absorb frustration. Nintendo doesn't communicate because it doesn't have to. The fans will fill in the gaps themselves, usually with optimism. And optimism is cheaper than accountability. The longer Metroid Prime 4 stays invisible, the higher the stakes get. Because now it doesn't just have to be good. It has to justify the reboot, the silence, and the lost generation of momentum. And if it doesn't, Nintendo won't suffer much. Metroid will. Metroid Prime 4 still might be great, but Nintendo's handling of it already isn't. And when a company treats anticipation as a substitute for communication, what they're really saying is, you wait because you always do. And that's why Metroid Prime 4 matters so much, because Metroid lives and dies on atmosphere, on music, on isolation, on immersion. So when Nintendo shows it's willing to put even that behind paywalls everywhere, it raises an uncomfortable question. When Metroid Prime 4 finally arrives, what part of the experience will be considered extra? And as fans, we can't let Nintendo do this. We can't let big corporations just do whatever they want and scam the player base basically. We can't just allow that, and we have been allowing that for far too long. We've just been letting them do whatever they want, letting corporations overprice games for no reason at all. And the only way we can say something and do something about it is by not playing the game, not buying the game, not doing anything, not making so that the game is completely irrelevant, just so the company knows what they have lost. The most important thing in the industry, the fans.